Family, it's your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn, with our queer news for today. Now, I want to make you a promise. We will continue to bring you the latest in queer news, culture, and politics, 7 minutes a day, 5 days a week. So, if you are digging our intersectional take on the daily, consider joining the QCrew. The QCrew is our monthly membership program we started to help grow the podcast. With your help, we can bring you more stories celebrating our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and comrade communities. This month for the QCrew, we have an exclusive interview with our new producer, Dave. Catch the video to learn all about them and to hear his 5 vocals, okay? He brings it. If you want to watch the exclusive interview, though, you got to join the QCrew. Now, you've shown your support by tuning into this episode. You can show your curiosity by clicking the link in the show notes to learn more about the QCrew. Family, did you know the Palm Springs Women's Jazz Festival is coming back, celebrating its 10th anniversary? It's all going down November 11th through the 13th at the Cathedral City Amphitheater. This anniversary celebration is featuring some of the very best women in jazz, including none other than Lettucey herself. So, if you like jazz and enjoy being with lesbians of color from across the country, then you need to start making your plans to attend the Palm Springs Women's Jazz Festival. Visit palmspringswomensjazzfestival.org for all the details. And y'all know we got the link in the show notes, and I plan on being there too, so come on, let's go. Now for the news. Angelica Ross will become the first transgender performer to lead one of Broadway's most iconic productions, Chicago. An attack in D.C. is being investigated as a hate crime. And Giants baseball player Solomon Bates comes out as gay. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to higher frequencies. We do this frequently. Turn your radio station to E3 for that decency. Listen to great music and the latest movement. Safe listening for anyone that's tuned in. Who you waking up to? Anna DeShawn, QCrew and friends. It's that real talk. Online radio with the spins. You caught up in traffic, frustrated. Just check in with E3 to shift your vibrations and get elevated. That's queer radio done right. Choose to be yourself. That's the only way to live life, and that's how it's done here. Just know y'all tuned in to the greatest. Ain't no competition. We ain't worried about the other stations. Check.
For today's top story, we celebrate Angelica Ross, as she will become the first transgender performer to lead Chicago, the musical. Angelica will play lead Roxie Hart for her Broadway debut. We know Angelica from her iconic appearances in Pose, as Candy, and American Horror Story. She's been out here trailblazing, okay? In June, we reported on the release of her debut single and music video, Only You. She's also president of Miss Ross Inc. and founder of Trans Tech Social Enterprises, which is an incubator for LGBTQ talent with a focus on Black, queer, and trans people. She's also a self-taught computer programmer and outspoken advocate for trans rights. The announcement is coming just months after L. Morgan Lee became the first openly trans performer to be nominated for a Tony Award for A Strange Loop. Angelica's run will last 8 weeks from September 12th through November 6th at the Ambassador Theater in New York. It marks a historic moment for the Tony-winning musical as she joins a small group of other openly trans performers in principal roles like Alexandra Billings in Wicked, L. Morgan Lee in A Strange Loop, and Kate Bornstein in Straight White Men. The announcement has garnered an outpouring of support and excitement from her fellow castmates and fans. I've known Angelica since she spent time here in Chicago many years ago. We did interviews and supported each other's work. I am so glad and so proud of her to be moving on to these bigger stages. I mean, y'all, you can check the interview out on SoundCloud. Amazing watching her journey. I'm so incredibly proud to know her. Yes, Angelica, come on. Now, we've been reporting on anti-gay hate crimes a lot more lately, and our next story is out of DC of all places, where an attack on a gay couple is being investigated as a hate crime after they were called anti-gay slurs and blamed for monkeypox before being assaulted. After punching one of the men in the jaw to the point where he needed 3 stitches, the attackers fled like the cowards they are. In a news release Tuesday, the Metropolitan Police Department called for public assistance in identifying 2 people in the assault, which unfolded shortly after 7 p.m. The victims were taken to the hospital for treatment, and luckily no one suffered life-threatening injuries. The police also noted that the hate crime designation could be changed as the investigation proceeds and more information is gathered, but we have seen incidents like this one play out so many times. The wounds of a trauma like this last far longer than any physical injuries. One of the victims told NBC Washington that he was angry, but not shocked by the attack, saying that it can and did happen in DC. Last Tuesday, Mayor Bowser said she was, quote, extremely disturbed by the reported hate crime. Investigators have instructed anyone who knows about the incident or the assailants to call the DC police. I hope the couple gets some justice. I'm sending love and peace to them during this time, and I hope y'all are too. For our last story of the day, we got some good news, okay? Giants baseball player Solomon Bates came out as gay. The 25-year-old relief pitcher, who has been out to fellow players since 2019, took advantage of his unexpected release from the Giants to get personal. He said in an Instagram post that, quote, being gay in this sport, you don't know what comes at you, end quote. He went on to say that he will not give up on what he wants to do. Solomon becomes baseball's second active player to come out publicly, and Bates made it clear he's not giving up on what he loves to do, saying, quote, I'm still going to open up doors for gay athletes like me. Still will strive to be one of the greatest to do it. Solomon, just know we here at Queer News and E3 Radio will be rooting for you, okay? And when you get signed to your next team, I might just get a jersey and rock it. You feel me? While we have continuously broken glass ceilings and made historic moves, we still have a long way to go, family. We always close out with a word, and today's word is from Angelica Ross herself that simply says, I've always had big dreams and very little means. Your dreams are powerful, and it costs nothing to dream big. The real cost comes when you give up on them, all right? So don't give up. Stay the course, stay focused. Do what you're called to do, and it all will work out for the good. Until tomorrow, family. Peace. If you enjoyed what you hear, rate and review us inside your favorite podcasting app. This podcast is a production of E3 Radio, your #1 queer radio station playing queer music and reporting on queer news in high rotation.